So, okay, we are here and live. I'm going to verify that real quick. Hang on just a second. I believe we're here. Indeed. All righty. Got some sound. I think we're all there. Everything's set. So, we're at Camp Point Central High School out here between Camp Point and Golden out on the Lone Prairie. Got a microphone that's right out here by the ladies taking infield or outfield out here in right field with Concord Triopia in town. This is the Triopia, Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia. Lady Trojans. This is the co-op of three schools. And let me tell you something. They are tough. 6-0. Head coach Ty Gebhardt. They're 6-0. They have beaten 5 opponents by the 10-run rule already. Just spanked the living you-know-what out of the folks. He was telling me they got a big game against QND next Friday at Triopia. Not sure I'll be able to catch that, but nonetheless, you got a team that's 6-0, and you got a team on the other side that's 3-1 with Camp Point Central and head coach Bray Gassler. That's her first season here. They've beat 2 teams by the 10-run rule or near that. And then also they beat Quincy High 8-3, but they got blown out by Pittsfield 8-1, 18-1. So there you have it. So got everybody out here by my microphone. So there you have it. They'll be able to hear themselves when they go watch this game later. So let's go through the starting lineups, shall we, for the Triopia, Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia Lady Trojans. Batting first and playing center field, the sophomore, number 8, Adeline Tracy. Batting second and pitching, number 5, the senior, Miley Tracy. Batting third at shortstop, the second baseman, that's Lucy Dione. Cleanup hitter, left fielder, number 13, Mia McCombs. And let's see, batting fifth, number 21, Mallory Roan. She is the first baseman. She's a sophomore. Batting sixth, it's the right fielder, number 22, Molly Hager. She's a sophomore. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 10, Kenzie Meyer, sophomore. Batting eighth, it's number 15, the catcher, a freshman, Sophie Wells. And batting ninth, your second baseman, number 32, a senior, Sophia Ogden. Let's go through the starting lineup for Camp Point Central, the Lady Panthers, again coming into this one at 3-1. Your leadoff hitter, number 1, the pitcher, a junior, Emma Stevens. I remember seeing a lot of these gals over various years in softball and basketball that I've covered on Furious Rally Sports, by the way. Batting second, your left fielder, number 17, Addison Mace. She's a senior. Batting third, the first baseman, number 26, Braisley Allison, a senior. Batting fourth, a senior, number 8, the shortstop, Gwen Houston. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 9, Ella Venverlo. To tell you she's a senior, she is. Batting sixth, the third baseman, a junior, number 22, Sophie Cranberg. Batting seventh, a freshman, the designated player, number 20, Grace Van Zandt. Batting eighth, it's your catcher, number 23, Gracie Giles, a sophomore. And batting ninth, a freshman, the second baseman, number 21, Allie Stevens. Your flex player who will be playing in right field is number 15, McKinley Rittenhouse. So we're, about 10 minutes away from game time here. And let me kind of take you around. It's cloudy. I'll be trying to adjust the camera as I go today. It will cut in and out as we go as far as the sun going in and out, although the clouds look like they have taken over mostly for this game. Again, coming in, Triopia is 6-0 and has blown out nearly everybody. And Central is 3-1. So there you have it. Let me see if I can take you around here, kind of show you the camera. By the way, the camera's just blowing in the wind now, let me tell you. It's probably, the wind is kind of a cross breeze, kind of, I don't know what you would call it. Let me see if I can kind of take a look here a little bit at it. Give me a moment. And let's see here. Try to make a little bit better look at that. And, well, I changed some settings here. Let me do some more of that. And let's see if I can take a look at that flag. Flag is up behind here. You see my pole for the. I'm trying to see where I've got that baby aimed. We're getting closer to it. There you go. Now, you can see the flag going pretty strongly to try to zoom out here where that is in location. It's kind of hard to pick that up, but you can see it's kind of blowing across center field. You can see my van there in the shot. So it's kind of a cross breeze, if you will, for this one. And let's also look kind of at the clouds here if I can. I'll take you around. You're going to hear a little bit of ting, ting, ting. That's from the flagpole flapping around here. So let's see if I can come back around, kind of come back to the right here, and you can see there's the storm clouds kind of the west, but radar doesn't show anything, so we should be good to get this in, at least at the moment. We certainly think so. And there we can see everybody meeting at home plate to kind of talk things over in the ground rules. Coach Bray Gassler on the right in the gray and the white hat, and Coach Ty Gebhardt in the left in the black hat and the black T-shirt. There we go, a little bit of adjustment there. Again, cloudy now. Windy, the wind was blowing, I think, a little harder earlier with this one, so that's where we have it. The camera is going to bob. It just is the way it is in the wind here. It seems like every game I do now is windy, so until I can figure out a way to anchor that head up on the top, I have yet to figure out something that'll work. Tried a few different things, and other than trying to anchor it from the bottom and bringing it back up top, I don't know. I don't know. Guy wires. Yeah, let's just add more time for me to set up. I don't want to do that. Again, Triopia comes in 6-0. Camp Point Central 3-1. Thanks for joining me on Furious Rally Sports. It's your Uncle Phil O'Neill, if I didn't mention that. This may be the last game of the week. I forgot yesterday when I was given the goodbye from the Rushville Industry Beardstown baseball game that this game was today. I thought I had the game Friday. I'm like, no, I got a game tomorrow. So the next game may be back here at Central with Liberty on Friday, depending on how the rains go this rest of this week. And we're supposed to get quite a bit. But I think Friday may not be as much rain, so let's see what happens and see if this would get played Friday. That would be Liberty in town against Camp Point Central. That would be on Friday evening, 4:15, about the same start. About ready to start here. And we may be getting a little bit of an early start because of the weather, potentially for obvious reasons. But we're about 7 minutes from the actual game time, but looks like we're going to get the start anyway. Emma Stevens there in the circle, your starter for Camp Point Central. Your leadoff hitter, it goes Tracy, and Dion. 1, 2, 3 for Triopia, Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia, or just Triopia. Notice how I had to shorten that to get that on the score sheet, on the scoreboard there. Mercham, that works, doesn't it? Hopefully. Hopefully that's not an offensive term. I don't think it would be, right? Then I use Camp Point Central just because the fact there's like a kabillion Centrals across the planet. So there you go. Folks around here know what it is, but for everybody else, let's just leave it that way, okay? Again, Camp Point Central in black. Hard to pick those numbers up. And I'm looking through a net, so my camera is my only eyes. The net kind of blocks the view in the outfield. And here we go. Your leadoff hitter. We're starting a little bit early, 4:24 Central. What is this? Daylight time. Adeline Tracy, and hopefully your coach told me that was the correct pronunciation, Adeline. She's a sophomore to center fielder. We're about ready to get it started here on Furious Rally Sports. First pitch from Emma Stevens is fouled straight back in the backstop, 0-1. Thanks for joining me. Next pitch. Nope, in the dirt, ball 1. Change up a little bit on that from Emma Stevens. Doesn't quite get there. 6-0. The Lady Trojans from Triopia. Always like that light blue color they have. Now 2-1 from Emma Stevens. I don't have a view of the scoreboard either because I'm kind of behind it. So if I get screwed up on the score, I'll have to go run out and take a look at it between innings to verify. Yes, the wind's blowing the camera around 20-25, maybe gusting more. Now 3-1 inside to Adeline Tracy from Emma Stevens. Yeah, I'm kind of guessing with Triopia's team, you really don't want to walk the leadoff hitter too bad, do you? 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. So there you go. Adeline Tracy is aboard with a leadoff walk. Now it's the pitcher, number 5, the senior, Miley Tracy. That is, nope, did not go. So I believe that was low ball 1.
Outfield, we're shooting 3. We got no one.
Miley Tracy takes a strike. And the runner will get the second. They threw it back to first. Adeline Tracy gets the second. I'll call that a stolen base, I guess, on that. So you see Adeline Tracy there. Now Miley Tracy. That is low. I believe we have a count of 3-0. 2-1, forgive me. Runner at second is Adeline Tracy, the leadoff hitter. No score in the top of the first on Furious Rally Sports. That is outside 3-1. Emma Stevens struggling to find the zone here early against a very good Triopia team. Central Panthers, Lady Panthers 3-1. Triopia Lady Trojans 6-0. That is outside, ball 4. So leadoff walks from Tracy and Tracy, and now it's, you can see Miley over there at first, Adeline, the Tracys at first and second, and now you have the number 3 hitter, the shortstop, number 4, Lucy Dion. Takes a strike at the knees. Probably the best pitch from Emma Stevens so far. No score, nobody out, top of the first. Central and Triopia. That's in there for a strike at the knees. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the boat rocked to and fro and up and down and side to side. My camera's not liking things on that stand either, but that's about the best way I can get the shots for you. Now it settles down a bit. 1-1 is grounded foul. Emma Stevens ahead of her first hitter now. Lucy Dion, 1-2 she faces from Emma Stevens. That is out to right. It's caught. Should say out to left. One away. Making the play out there, Addison Mace. Runners stay put. Runners at first and second. Your cleanup hitter is Mia McCombs, the left fielder, number 13. lefty. Takes a strike. 1 out, top of the first. Triopia has a couple on, though, first and second. Leadoff walks on Furious Rally Sports with your Uncle Phil. How are you? That is grounded. Second is going to be a base hit, and it will score 1. Mia McCombs with the base hit scores. Adeline Tracy from second. Miley Tracy moves up to second. Mia McCombs with the RBI, and it's 1-0, and I'll change that score in a moment. Triopia with 1 out. Again, first and second, and now it's Mallory Roan, your first baseman, number 21, sophomore. Good pitch there. That one had some pop from Emma. That was probably her best fastball. The outside edge, it appeared, to Mallory Roan. They lead 1-0. I'll change that score in a moment. And that one is a base hit out to right, or out to left. Is there going to be a play at the plate? Well, what do we have there? Out or safe? I didn't hear or see a call, did you? I did not, so. I will check that in a moment. McCombs moved up to second on that. And now Molly Hager, your sixth hitter. So maybe 2-0 or maybe 1-0. I didn't see a call or hear a call in there at all. That ball's in the dirt. See McCombs at second. Roan over here at first after the fielder's choice. I should say it was a single out the left field for Roan. That is foul down the right field line. It's at least 1-0. I'll see if that was an out or safe here in just a second. I'll know in a moment here. That is low. One nothing Triopia, maybe 2-0. Didn't see the play at the plate. We'll find out. This is grounded, foul. Molly Hager, your hitter, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. I think that Miley Tracy was out at home plate. This is hit. Base hit, that will score 1. Scores Mia McCombs from second, now at least 2-1. Roan moves up to second, Molly Hager with the single. So it's at least 2-0, maybe 3-0. We'll find out here in a second. This is your number 7 hitter, the third baseman, sophomore, number 10, Kenzie Meyer. Ball is low. So it's at least 2-0 and maybe 3. I'm not sure if there was an out. There's 2 outs or 1 out. The player was at the plate. Didn't see a call. That's fouled off to the right and out of play. So at least 2-0 for Triopia. Sometimes when you're switching camera shots, you don't know where the ball's going to go, and you have to anticipate it. And I didn't hear a call at home plate. So my assumption is maybe he just didn't make a loud call and it wasn't out. Wind really whipping. Swung and missed. 2 strikes now on Kenzie Meyer, number 7 hitter in the lineup. Two nothing Triopia, top of the first over Camp Point Central. Oh, pitch got away, and the runners will advance. Believe that's a changeup that got away from Emma Stevens there. Meyer looks at a high fastball. That had a lot of pop on it. Umpire there, I didn't know if he went 2-2 or 3-2 there. Again, I can't see the scoreboard to verify. 2-0 at least for Triopia over Central. If that run was out or safe, we'll find out here in a moment. That is popped foul to the right. Wind really whipping the camera now. Again, probably 20 to 25, a cross breeze crossing the outfield. It's kind of a weird breeze, kind of blowing from center field to right into the corner. That is grounded base hit. That will score 2. And will there be a play at third? No. Okay. So a single that scores both Roan and Hager. And it's at least 4-0 now. Triopia coming in here and doing a number at the moment on Camp Point Central. It's at least 4-0. I think it's 5. Or I think it's 4-0. Fouled off to the right and out of play. This is Sophie Wells, the number 8 hitter, catcher. She wears number 15. She's a freshman. So you see what Triopia is all about. Boy, they got some bats now. Believe there is 2 outs. 4-0. It could be 5-0. It was a play at the plate that I'd never heard the call, didn't see anything. Nobody really reacted like it was a run or not a run, so I don't know. I think it was an out. I think there are 2 outs. Runner is at third. It's Meyer. She got all the way there with the throws in. That pitch is up after her single. 2 balls and a strike now to Sophie Wells. Struggling inning for Emma Stevens out there for Central. Got that one by. Throw to third, nothing doing. Emma's got the good fastball on occasion. She can throw that change up too, the drop. Just been a rough inning here. That is low. No play at third. Full count now. To Sophie Wells. We've almost batted around. This is the 8th hitter in the lineup. Top of the first, 4-0 Triopia over Camp Point Central. 2 outs, I think, unless that 1 run scored at home. That is grounded foul down the third base line. Full count from Stevens to Wells is a base hit out to center field. It will score a run. And now at least 5-0. Triopia. Wow. Coming in here. Hokey smokes. Laying on some numbers. I got bugs all over my screen crawling around. That's weird. There we go. Now your number 9 hitter. They've almost batted around here in the first. Sophia Ogden, your second baseman. She wears 32. Swings and misses on that changeup there. 0-1. Well, if you're Emma, you just kind of grind through and get through the inning and see what you can do in your half. That pitch is upstairs. It's a 1-1 now to Sophia Ogden. She's almost batted around. Cloudy, but the radar doesn't show anything, so I think we're okay here for this one. Unlike the next couple of days. Swung on a miss there, strike 2. Runner will take second. And that's Sophie Wells. You can see her down there, took it. Again, 5-0 Triopia over Central. Top of the first, 2 outs. Reich, strike 3. Well, that's correct. So I did get that right. So they batted around. Wow, I got to go through that and let's see what they got here. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Well, they left 1 after a half inning. Triopia leads Meredosia-Chambersburg, or Triopia, Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia leads Camp Point Central 5-0 on Furious Rally Sports. Back in a moment. Okay, well, offense for Triopia, huh? Put 5 up on Central. Did you hear me take a swig of water? I did. Go to the bottom of the first. It is Stevens, Mace, Allison, 1, 2, 3 hitters to lead it off for Camp Point Central. Your pitcher is Miley Tracy. She liked the way that last inning went, didn't she, huh? Pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Miley's pitch there as a drop ball looked like it had pace. What's her fastball going to look like? Think we have an answer. 1-1. Emma Stevens goes, yeah, that was in there. We're in the bottom of the first. Triopia puts up 5 in the top. That is hit well off the right field fence. And it's a double for Emma Stevens. Did you hear it go off the fence out here? Well, that's one way to answer things, right? You go, all right, fine. You get 5 runs off of me, I'll just go get a hit. Nice hit, Emma. This is Addison Mace, your number 2 hitter, the left fielder. Where's number 17? Lefty. So you got the runner at second, and a camera goes to and fro and bobs in the wind. Dude. That, she slapped, hit it foul. Addison, a little slap hitter. I guess I remember her, past couple years doing some games. I've always been fascinated by the slap hitting. Certainly in softball works. I think baseball could work too. She tries to think about that one, but no, 1-1. Emma Stevens is led off with a double for Central, trying to get them on the board here. Down 5-0 in the bottom of the first on Furious Rally Sports. Cloudy day here in Central High School. We're going to take the high strike there. Ball and 2 strikes to Addison Mace. Slap hits that one into the backstop. Ball and 2 strikes now. Miley Tracy. Addison Mace takes that one. What do we got, 2-2? Yes. I love when the umpires I go, yeah, you got 2-2, and the umpire goes 2-2. I always ask the umpire for when I was pitching. It was just I wanted to confirm where we were in the count. That is grounded to first, and it's foul. We are still 2-2 here with Addison Mace. Emma Stevens aboard after the leadoff double here in the bottom of the first. Pitch is upstairs. 5-0 Triopia over Central. They batted around in inning number 1. Did the Lady Trojans. Slap hits that one foul on the backstop. It's pretty obvious to me Addison's whole thing with that slap hit is trying to hit that down that third base line and try to get something going. The problem is you got to run her at third and get her trapped over there, right? Strike 3. Good pitching from Miley Tracy to get the K on Addison Mace. That's 1 down. And now your hitter is the first baseman, the senior, number 26, Braisley Allison. I think Braisley, did she pitch, I think, a couple of years ago when I saw her play? If I remember right, she did. That is grounded back to the pitcher. Or they go to third, actually. And they will get the out. Yeah. Sorry I missed that, but they did get the out. Good play by Miley Tracy there. So Allison is aboard on the fielder's choice. 2 out. And we have the number 4 hitter, Gwen Houston. That is hit foul down the right field line. 5-0 Triopia over Camp Point Central. Here in the bottom of the first. That is hit. It's a double right by a microphone. Double off the wall. Scores the run. Gwen Houston doubles. Braisley Allison scores all the way from first. You heard that one in your living room hit, didn't you? Hokey smokes, that one hit right where my microphone is. Gwen Houston with the double. And on the board is Camp Point Central 5-1. We'll change that score in just a second. Ella Venberlo, your number 5 hitter, the center fielder with 2 outs. Swung on a miss to strike. Yes, windy, the camera bouncing, you bet. And that is popped foul to the right. There you go. Corrected score. In the bottom of the first with 2 outs for Central. That one upstairs. Almost gets Gwen Houston off of there at second. I mean, I guess not really, but trying to bluff to get that catcher to throw it, right? That is a base hit. No, I guess it was ground ball to first. All right. Happened so quick. There we go. Out number 3. So they get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1. We go to the top of the second. 5-1 Triopia on Furious Rally Sports. Back in a flash. And just like that, that's a flash, isn't it? There we go. All right. So I got 5, did Triopia in the first. Guess what? They're batting all the way back around at the top here is Triopia. This is Adeline Tracy, your center fielder, batted all the way around the first time. She walked and then she scored. That is in there for a strike. See if Emma Stevens kind of calms down in this half inning. Oftentimes you see pitchers, they have a rough half inning and they come right back at it and they're fine. I've seen this before. That pitch is up. It's a 1-1 to Adeline Tracy, sophomore center fielder. Where's number 8? Ooh. Well, you can see the plate here. Some places where I am, you cannot, and that was close. 2-1 now from Emma Stevens to Adeline Tracy. That is fouled off to the right and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes to Adeline Tracy. Coach said they call her AT, so okay. We could do that, I guess. 2-strike pitch. Whoop. Emma lost it. Did she hit it off her leg there? Sometimes I think with those change-ups, they inadvertently hit their leg coming through. Full count now. Well, it didn't start very well last inning for Central with Triopia in a leadoff walk. That one is ripped. The shortstop has it. Play it first. Safe. Wow, that was close. So a single for Adeline Tracy. Very close play over there at first. And I'm guessing Adeline will go when Miley bats here, the pitcher, the left-handed hitting pitcher. Where's number 5? 5-1, top of the second. Furious Rally Sports, Triopia over Central. Shows the bunt. It is perfect. They'll hold it. That is a perfect bunt by Miley Tracy. Wow, you talk about putting the pressure on the defense. Nothing, I mean, it's Emma Stevens can't get to it quick enough. Your catcher, Gracie Giles, can't get to it quick enough. And just like last inning, Triopia has the first 2 aboard. Scored 5 last time. Nobody out here for Lucy Dion. She shows bunt. Hers is popped, foul to the left. (5-1) the Triopia Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia Co-op. Camp Point Central 1. Top of the second. All right. Lucy Dion now for that 0-1 off that bunt attempt. Should do it again. No, not this time. Doesn't get much of it. Fouls it in the backstop. 2 strikes now on Lucy Dion. Flew out to left her first time. Triopia trying to add to the 5-1 lead with runners at first and second. Oh, got her on the changeup that was high. Yeah, Lucy Dion. I know Lucy's thinking, I didn't want to swing at that. Yeah, she's going to go back and watch this go. No, Phil, I did not want to swing at that, but I did anyway. Here's your number 4 hitter, your left fielder. Left-handed hitting Mia McCombs. Where's 13? He's trying to bring home a couple at first and second, leading 5-1. Pitch is high, ball 1. Spooky how this inning looks about the same as last time. Single, single, out. Single, single, out. Just like the first inning. That pitch way up 2-0. I don't think there's any real risk of Adeline Tracy running from second trying to steal on Gracie Giles with the hitter being left-handed. If the ball gets away, she certainly will take it on the 2-0. Does not get the outside edge, 3-0. Ooh, tough place to be with a cleanup hitter. Mia McCombs might send one right into my windshield out here in right. Okay. That could happen, too. Does not, though. It's a walk. It's outside. First, second, third now. Adeline Tracy to third, Miley Tracy to second. Mia McCombs just walked for the number 5 hitter, Mallory Rome. Bases loaded, 1 out. Central, you looking for that awesome double play? Maybe a line drive, tag the base thing. Mallory Roan takes that first pitch low. She's the first baseman, sophomore. 21 is her number. The 6-0 Lady Trojans from Triopia. They lead 5-1 here. 1 out in the top of the second. Change up just down. 2-0. You know, when I see the softball pitchers pawing at the mound when they walk behind it, I always think that they're struggling a little bit, trying to reset themselves. Don't know if that means good things or not for Emma Stevens. That is popped to the right, foul. How much of a play that could be made there. 5-1 Triopia over Central. At the top of the second, we are 1 out. With bases loaded for Mallory Roan, number 5 hitter. Wow, look at that camera bob. Wicked. 3-1, I do believe. That is base hit. And that will score. What does this score? Both of them, let's see. Nope, only scores 1. Mallory Roan with a single. Everybody moves up. Now 6-1. Grounded. It's a base hit. And now 7-1. Wow. Okay, then. Tracy scores. Miley. And let's see here. Hang on. This is Kenzie Meyer. That is up. I have 7-1 here. And I'll fix that in the scoreboard in a moment. Pitch is swung and missed. So you got McCombs at third, Roan at second, and Hager at first. Singles 7-1. We'll change the score when I get a moment. 1 out here in the top of the second. Again, 7-1. That one is upstairs. Getting dark here. I'll try to adjust the camera settings when I get a moment. Cloud. Swung on and missed. And let's see what the count is here. Had no idea what that was with the count And the wind, I believe there are 2 strikes here on Kenzie Meyer. Wind is really gusting hard now. I mean, really gusting. Yep, she went strike 3. So it's 2 outs now. Sophie Wells, the catcher, number 15. Let me change our score here real quick.
Throw hard here, Em. You got it,
7-1, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Pitch is upstairs for ball.
Right here, Em.
Hear that gust every once in a while. Bases are loaded, though, with Triopia Lady Trojans. Love nothing more. They could get out of here with a 15-run rule in 3 innings. That's fouled into the backstop.
Good job, Em.
There, that helps a little bit on that darkness. Sophie Wells, your catcher. Bases loaded. 2 outs. That is.
McKinley, shoot for
It's a base hit. And that scores 2. McCombs scores. Roan scores.
And we got 2 down.
Hager to
Shooting for.
Hager to third. Wells with the single to right field.
McKinley.
Now 9-1.
Okay, 3 on the ground.
Well, we see what exactly Triopia's got. They are pretty good. This is your number 9 hitter, Sophia Ogden. They've almost batted around again here in the second. Again, 9-1. I'll change the score. I want to get a moment. Steve Reich, throw down to third, nothing doing. The runner takes second base, which is Sophie Wells from first after the throw down.
Come on, Em, right here.
So it's second and third now,
Outfield receiver.
and they could put the 10-run rule in effect. They'd like to have the 15-run rule in 3 if they could. That pitch is nubbed. Got the out for out number 3. So, shortstop Gwen Houston made the play, throwing it over to Braisley Allison for the third out. They batted around again. I'll get you the totals. I'll change the score here in just a moment. 9-1. We go to the bottom of the second. Triopia over Central on Furious Rally Sports. So, okay. Again, 9-1. And I'm going to go verify that score real quick. Hang on, man. I'm going to get out of my vehicle and go look. Ball is in the dirt low. I don't know what the story was. I don't know if I could see that score wrong or what. It said, looked like it said 5-1. I wonder if part of the scoreboard is out. This is Cranberg, or it's Cranberg, Van Zant, Giles here. Sophie Cranberg, third baseman, 22. Swung on a missed. Again, 9-1 Triopia over Central here in the bottom of the second. Just started that. Steve Reich. To the leadoff hitter for Central, Sophie Cranberg here, number 6 hitter in the lineup. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Sophie Cranberg strikes out here in the bottom of the second. Now it's your designated player, the freshman, number 20, Grace Van Zandt. And boy, got no numbers. She's wearing the sweatshirt. Do they make them wear numbers on them? Yeah, they do, which is good because it used to be you couldn't tell who they were if they just wore a sweatshirt. Pitch is in there for a strike from Miley Tracy. They have the lead of 9-1 here in the bottom of the second. Pitch is low for a ball. Well, we see why Triopia is loaded. Boy, they got the bats, don't they? Swung on and missed. 2 strikes now on Grace Van Zandt. The designated player. Strike 3. Took it. Wow, good inning to start with from Miley Tracy. She'll face the number 8 hitter, and that's the catcher. Sophomore, number 23, Gracie Giles. 9 for Triopia. 1 for Camp Point Central on the bottom of the second. 2 outs. Pitch is low in the dirt. You've heard the wind kind of gust here and there. It's blowing my camera all over the place. Sometimes worse than others. Good pitch and a good swing, but that's just perfect execution on both people's parts. Tracy gets the win there, and the 0-2 count now to Gracie Giles. Working quickly. Strike 3. Ooh, no, 2 strikes. I thought it was the 3rd strike there. Well, the first must have been a ball. I lost track. All right, here we go. She's working very quickly. There, she gets the strikeout. 3 Ks in the inning for Miley Tracy. Nice performance, Miley. We go to the top of the 3rd. 9-1 Triopia over Camp Point Central on Furious Rally Sports. I had to go run out there and check my score to make sure I had it right, but I did. 9-1. The Concord, Triopia, Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia co-op leading Camp Point Central here at Central. It's 9-1-2. Stevens, and Mace. Oh, forget that. My bad. Wrong side. Starting at the top of the order again, Adeline Tracy. They batted around both innings. They're looking for that. If they get 6, well, they'd have to get 7, wouldn't they? 16. Pitches in there for a strike at the knees from Emma Stevens to Adeline Tracy. If they got 7, then it would be the 15-run rule, right? If they could shut down Central in the bottom of the 3rd. They have 10-run rule basically almost everybody. And it caught out in left field. Okay. Addison Mace made the catch out there in left for the first out of the inning. That is hit to center field and caught for the second out. hit kind of a low liner. I should have went to that camera. I wasn't sure exactly where it was hit to. So that is a fly out to Ella Venverlo, 2 down. So the best inning so far for Emma Stevens. Number 3 hitter, Lucy Dye on the shortstop. That was Miley Tracy was batting there moments ago. Nope. Shortstop takes it, or pitcher, or yes, the shortstop takes it low. It's ball 1 there. 9-1 Triopia. Top of the 3rd. On Furious Rally Sports with your Uncle Phil O'Neill. Whoop, upstairs. Emma's lost a few of those today. You know, this is a warm day, 80s. I mean, this is like almost a late spring, early summer day out here. I mean, it's comfortable enough, but it's not the typical spring weather that you have. No, upstairs with that.
She just missed.
9-1 Trio. That one in the dirt, and that will be a walk to Lucy Dion. It's your number 4 hitter, the left fielder, Mia McCombs. 13 is her number. Singled both times and scored both times. That's fouled into the backstop. She doesn't believe in 13 being unlucky, does she now? Quick 2 outs for Emma Stevens with flyouts to the outfield here in the top of the 3rd, but it's still Triopia leading Camp Point Central 9-1. Dion on at first with the walk. That is low. Runner will go. She's there. Dion steals the base. With 2 outs, Mia McCombs try to bring her home. That is foul back in the backstop. I kind of like what Mia's doing there at the plate. She's kind of being selectively smart, right? I don't want to hit that pitch. I'm going to wait for a better one. I'll foul that one off, and then I'll find one I can really take care of. 2-strike pitch to her. That is grounded back to the... Ooh, it's going to go through, and it's going to be a hit, and the run will... No one will advance. Well, it's a single for Mia McCombs. I should say Dion advances to 3rd on that weird hit out there to kind of the no man's land on a ground ball. No woman's land, no ladies' land, no girls' land, I don't know. Anyway, it was one of those places where not much of a play can be made once it makes it through the pitcher's box. Mallory Roan, your number 5 hitter, first baseman, number 21. She can bring another run home, 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Top of the 3rd. That is a base hit. It is out to... No, it's caught. Wow. I believe your second baseman made the catch there, and that was Allie Stevens on the line drive. So they strand. They don't get any this inning, and they strand 2. 1 hit, strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 9-1 Triopia over the Central Lady Panthers on Furious Rally Sports. Okay, so go to the bottom of the 3rd. For Camp Point Central, the Lady Panthers, it'll be 9-1-2. Stevens, Mace. That pitch is low and outside to Allie Stevens, your second baseman. Where's number 21, the freshman? One thing I note about Triopia, they should be good for a while. A lot of their players are underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores. Good pitch there. Swung over the top by Allie Stevens from Miley Tracy. She went 1-2-3 with K's in the second inning, did Miley. That's low. What, 2-1? Is that the count I saw there? That is popped foul. That's not going to give you much of a view. There we go. Now 2 strikes. Wind picks up again on Allie Stevens, your number 9 hitter in the lineup. By the way, McKinley Rittenhouse is the flex player in right, if I didn't mention that before, for Central. Did she give at it? No, she did not. No, they're going to ask. No, did not. That's the umpire to the right side, did not. We sit 2-2 here, I believe. Feels like it's kind of warmed up, even though there's a breeze here. That is low. Count now full. No, it's ball 4. Okay. Even they didn't know what it was. Okay. So Allie Stevens walks to lead off this bottom of the third, and Central trying to get back in it down 9-1. This is Emma Stevens, your pitcher, number 1, the junior. Swings and misses for a strike. Now, you don't see the double play very often in softball unless the ball's hit right, maybe back to the pitcher. It's got to be hit real hard to an infielder. Most of the time, the shorter second. Allie Stevens just walked moments ago. Emma Stevens trying to bring her around. Maybe. Nobody out. Starting the bottom of the third. Upstairs. Thanks for joining me. It's your Uncle Phil O'Neill on Furious Rally Sports. Yeah, that's correct score, 9-1 here in the bottom of the third. Triopia over Camp Point Central. Oop upstairs. And the throw down. Nope, runner is back. Wobbly camera cause of the wind. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Pitch is, it's a strike. Boy, that was kind of a delayed strike call. I thought that was out of the zone from Miley Tracy. I think we have 2 strikes here. That is low. That's ball 4. So 2 back-to-back walks to Stevens, and now it's Addison Mason. You try to make him pay. She's a slap hitter from the left side now. Left fielder, number 17. Struck out her first time. I don't know. If I'm Miley Tracy, do I work Mace in because she's trying to slap it to the left side? And it's foul down the left field line. Third baseman there, Kenzie Meyer, took care of it, but it was in foul ground. I don't know. I think if I'm Miley Tracy, I throw her in. That is nubbed. Catcher will have no play. Wow. Basically, in effect, a bunt that advances the runners. And suddenly there is life with the Central Lady Panthers and their number 3 hitter, Braisley Allison, the first baseman, number 26. She's on board on a fielder's choice and eventually scored in the first. In there at the knees for a strike. Miley Tracy, 1-2-3. 3 strikeouts in the second. Not so much here. Fastball gets by Braisley Allison. 0-2 now. That is upstairs. 1-2. Bases loaded for Central. Nobody out. Trying to cut into the 9-1 Triopia lead here in the bottom of the third on Furious Rally Sports. That is a strike. Took it on the outside edge. Braisley, I'm with you. I thought that was a ball. Doesn't matter what I think, though. Now Gwen Houston. Doubled out to right center. Whammed one pretty good back here. And that is a single. That is going to score, what, 2? Houston singles. Scores both Stevens. Mace to third. And there we have it. And the ball gets by. Play? No. Score. Okay. Lots happening. Wild pitch. Mace scores. Gwen Houston goes to third on that. This is Ella Venverlo. So I have 9-4 now. I'll check that in just a second. As Gwen Houston is at third. That is grounded foul. Just verify I've got that right here. Yep, that's Houston at third. In there for a strike. So it's 9-4. I'll change that score in just a moment. A lot happening here. It's a game now of sorts in the bottom of the third with no one out for Central. Again, 9-4. That misses for a ball. To Ella Venverlo, your center fielder. She's the number 5 hitter in the lineup. That is in there for a strike, and that's a strikeout of Ella Venverlo. 2 down. Change the score here when I got a moment. And I think I got a moment, just a moment. There we go. Pitch is in there for a strike. Swung on a miss by Sophie Cranberg. So they've gotten 3 back. Has Central here in the bottom of the third. Pitch is outside for a ball. You're going to hear a little flitting with the microphone, a little weird noises at times. It's just kind of where it's located. Ooh, close at the knees to Sophie Cranberg, the junior, third base, number 22, but it's low. Yeah. Well, you know, Miley Tracy worked that second inning with 3 strikeouts. Not so much here. That's outside. I mean, what were you like at this age? I didn't have the mental toughness. I had stuff like that goes sideways. Be a little too much of that. Good swing and miss, though. Good pitch and a good swing and miss. I believe we have 2 strikes now on Sophie Cranberg. 9-4 Triopia. Camp Point's gotten 3 here in the bottom of the third. Strike 3 called on the outside edge. Okay, so I got 3 runs on 2 hits. What'd they leave? 1. We go to the 4th. 9-4. Triopia over Central on Furious Rally Sports. Back in a second. Okie dokie. Smokey back. All right. We have a pitching change here. Believe we do. And we absolutely do. So Emma Stevens pitched what? 3? I'll have to write that down here. She pitched 3 complete. And our new pitcher is Allie Hayner for Central. Getting everything squared away here. Hayner comes in to pitch. Where the fielders kind of line up, I'll have to figure that out as we go here.
Gracie, I think she hit to you, but don't quote me.
So again, Allie Hayner in the pitch now in the 4th for Central. 9-4 Triopia as we go to the top of the 4th. I got to change that, don't I? There we go. First pitch from Hayner. Upstairs for a ball. It's 6-7-8. Hager, Meyer, Wells. Molly Hager, your right fielder. Strike. Well, you kind of thought maybe Triopia was trying to get that 15-run rule in 3, but didn't happen. That is outside from the new pitcher, Allie Hayner, on in relief of Emma Stevens. Allie, freshman. That bodes well for Central in the future, huh? Pitches. Ooh, delayed strike, but it is a strike to Molly Hager. Out in right field for Triopia. Pitch strike 3. Wow. Okay. Kind of delayed call, but first out of the inning. So Allie Hayner comes right in and takes care of business. It's Kenzie Meyer, the sophomore, the third baseman now, the number 7 hitter. Number 10. Pitch outside for a ball. Two damaging innings for the Lady Trojans. It gave them the 9 runs, but Central's hung in there. Now 9-4 in the top of the 4th. That is. In there for a strike. Don't know. The strike zone to me seems to be kind of expanding a little bit. Just a bit here. That is nubbed foul. 2 strikes now on Kenzie Meyer. Like hearing the outfielders out here talk, the fielders, it's kind of a good thing. It means they're communicating. They know what to do with the ball when it's hit to them. Meyer's next. He is grounded. Too short. Over to first, safe. So Hayner will give up the single to Kenzie Meyer. Hit the short there. Gwen Houston can't quite make she made the play, but tough to beat that out. Wasn't hit hard enough. And a base hit for Kenzie Meyer. Now your catcher, Sophie Wells, number 15. You can see over there, there is Meyer. That is outside. Kenzie Meyer, would you say she'll take off for second? I would say probably somewhere in this at bat. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. 9-4. Triopia over Camp Point Central on Furious Rally Sports. 1 out. Pitch on the outside edge. They threw to second, but nope. That is outside. Outside again. I believe we're at 3 balls here. 3 and 2? I believe so. 9-4 Triopia, the Lady Trojans over the Central Lady Panthers. Here in the top of the 4th. Runner first for Trio, though. Pitch is there. Throw down to second. Nothing doing. Well, it's ball 4. That's why. So, Sophie Wells walks. Meyer to second. And now your number 9 hitter. Sun's kind of making a little bit of an appearance here, huh? There we go. And you now have Sophie Ogden, struck out, grounded to short in her 2 at-bats. She bunts here, misses it, though, 0-1. Top of the 4th, 9-4, Triopia over Central, 1 out. That is grounded. Tough play to be made. No play anywhere. That was one of those excuse me singles that happens. Sophia Ogden says, I'll take it. I'm aboard. And the bases are loaded with 1 out for a loaded Triopia offense and your center fielder, number 8, Adeline Tracy. Sun starts to come out a little bit from the clouds. Allie Hayner came in to pitch here in this inning. Probably thought, hey, I struck out the first batter. This is going to be fun. Is it fun now? Bases are loaded, Allie. What to do? That is ripped in. It is foul down the left field line. Get things organized here when the ball gets back in. Well, that ought to tell you something. You got the leadoff hitter, Adeline Tracy, just ripping the pitch of Allie Hayner down that left field line. Takes that pitch, though. A nice pitch from Allie Hayner. It's pretty impressive, a freshman. 2 strikes now on your leadoff hitter, Adeline Tracy. Ball is in the dirt, though. What, we 1-2 now? 2-2, according to the home plate umpire. Thank you, good sir. I thought I heard 2-2. 9-4 Triopia over Central here in the top of the 4th. 1 out. That is popped up. No, it's foul to the right. Bases loaded with Trojans. The sky blue team. Sky blue, navy blue, huh? I always thought that color combination was pretty good. 1 out, though. Bases loaded, and the changeup misses outside. Count, I believe, did he show 3-2? I think so. Starting to feel a little warmer. I'm guessing it's in the 80s and the sun coming out. With me with my vehicle out behind the right field fence. Full count pitch. Swung over the top, strike 3. A good, took a little bit off it. I know the camera was bobbing there. But that's 2 outs, so she's got 2 Ks in the inning, does Allie Hayner. She faces the number 2 hitter, Miley Tracy, with 2 outs. Left-handed hitting pitcher. That's upstairs, ball 1. Well, if you're Triopia and you're trying to win this one to go, to get out of here in 5, you're gonna lament this inning if you leave the bases loaded. That is pop, foul, and back. 1-1. I'd say if Allie Hayner gets out of this is a gutsy performance for her, for the freshman in the circle. That is popped, foul again. So 2 strikes. She has Miley Tracy, the number 2 hitter in Triopia's lineup. What do you throw here if you're Allie? You throw a changeup outside there, try to get her to swing over the top. I was a baseball pitcher. I don't know much about softball, but enough that I would think that might be what happens here. That is to center field and makes the catch for out number 3. And that's Ella Venverlo out there. So they leave the bases loaded. 2 hits. No runs on 2 hits. 3 left. Ouch. We will go to the bottom of the 4th. 9-4 Triopia on Furious Rally Sports with your Uncle Phil. Okay. So if you're Triopia, that one hurts, right? You had the bases loaded. You had, 1 out, and you got nothing. Allie Hayner, nice job getting out of that for Central. Came in to pitch in the 4th, relieving Emma Stevens. So it's Van Zant Giles, Stevens, 7, 8, 9 for Coach Bray Gassler's Lady Panthers here. Grace Van Zant wearing the sweatshirt. Umpire's getting his gear set. Wind's a bobbling the camera, I know. 9-4 Triopia. Bottom of the 4th. Strand the bases loaded. To the Lady Trojans in that top of the 4th. Ouch. That one's low. It's weird, there's a breeze here, but now it feels like it's dead, though, blowing through my vehicle. It's almost feeling warm. That is in there for a strike at the knees. Good pitch from Miley Tracy. No reason to think that she can't go the distance here in this one. That is a good fastball at the knees. Strike 2. Grace Van Zant, the designated player, wearing number 20. Freshman can't catch up to it. 2 strikes now on her. And we'll swing and miss. Strike 3. First out of the inning. And it's Gracie Giles. She struck out her first time, the catcher, sophomore. Where's number 23? No. Low for a ball. So the sun's kind of been in and out of the clouds, mostly in it, occasionally comes out of it. No real rain on the radar, though, so we're okay here as far as that's concerned. Swung and missed for a strike. Gracie Giles. That is fouled to the right and out of play. Miley Tracy looking for that 1-2-3 inning like she had in the second. Nope, upstairs. We sitting 2 strikes? No, 2 strikes in the ball? Believe so. That is in there for strike 3. Looky there. She's done this before in the second. Will she do it here in the 4th? And you notice how she looks at the armband. So obviously they're getting the call in the from the coach on the sideline, right? Because she's looking at the armband for the signals. That's outside for a ball to your number 9 hitter, second baseman, Allie Stevens, a freshman. Whereas number 21, she walked her first time but scored. And scored, I should say. eventually. That, no, I'm going to say it's just low for a ball. You see the catcher has the armband too, looking at the signs. So they both know what the pitch is. That is in there right on the outside edge for the strike to Allie Stevens. Well, could you get him 1, 2, 3, set him down with strikeouts? You bet you're close. It's 2 strikes now on Allie Stevens. I like it when Miley works faster. She pitches better, I think. That is pop foul and to the right, not a play. 9-4, Trio over Central here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Miley Tracy here in the 4th. She's going to make it number 3 on Allie Stevens. And let's see. That is fouled and back, out of play. The wind's still blowing. It's now it looks like it's blowing almost straight in. So it's kind of switched a little bit. Flag looks like it's blowing straight in from center towards home plate. That is grounded to second or short over to first for the out. Lucy Dion with the putt out over to Mallory Roan. No runs, no hits, nobody left in that 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. Triopia leading 9-4 on Furious Rally Sports. Well, can Central get back in this one? They got a couple innings to do so. It's a 7-inning game. IHSA softball from Camp Point, from in between Camp Point and Golden, Illinois, out on the Lone Prairie. Central High School playing Triopia, undefeated and 6-0. And so far, I can tell why. They're pretty good. But Allie Hayner, she comes in last inning to pitch, and she had the bases loaded against that tough team, and she got out of it with zip runs scored on her. It's pretty good, Allie. Freshman? That's pretty awesome. You see her kind of moving the dirt around on the mound. When I was a kid, I remember they had softball so much around here that when they played, the softball pitchers would dig the craters, and as a baseball pitcher, it felt like you were pitching from the bottom of a crater on the moon. And you couldn't really pack it in real well. It was you had to find another place to pitch on the mound. That's what I always did. It's 3-4-5, Dione McCombs Roan. And that is popped foul from Lucy Dione. She is your shortstop. Where's number 4? Top of the 5th. At one point, it was 9-1. You thought Triopia might get the 10-run rule somehow. Central got back in it. Sort of. Still down 5. That pitch is outside 1-1 from Allie Hayner. Hi, everybody. It's Phil O'Neill, Furious Rally Sports. Glad for you watching wherever you're watching from. Be it in the Triopia Co-op or Central or on Mars. I believe that was a strike. Little windy, starting to kick in again. Again, the flag looks like it's blowing straight in from center field. It would be from like a northwest to southeast configuration. That outside, I believe we're at 2-2. I don't think we're going to see any home runs now the rest of the game. That is popped up. Your shortstop is there, Gwen Houston. She makes the play. 1 out here in the 5th. It is your left-handed hitting left fielder, number 13, Mia McCombs. Single, single, single. Pretty good day for her so far. That's the way you like it. That pitch is in there for a strike.
Emma, what number is she? Emma, what number is she?
Oh, gonna hit Mia McCombs. Allie Hayner does. So that puts her aboard. So we can see she's okay down there. Hit her in the back. Best place to hit you, right? And this is Mallory Roan, your first baseman. Sophomore, number 21. Banteon takes that low for a ball. Can't catch that train. I'll have to catch the next one. That is up. No run attempt by Mia McCombs, not yet anyway. Mallory Roan, the number 5 hitter in the lineup for Triopia, the Lady Trojans. That is low. Choo, choo. Sorry, I missed my plane. Top of the 5th. Triopia 9, Camp Point Central 4 on Furious Rally Sports. That's in the dirt. That's going to be a walk. All right. So Roan walks. McCombs gets to second on that walk, and now you got the number 6 hitter, Molly Hager. It's your right fielder, your sophomore, number 22. Allie Hayner in a little bit of jam here. That is grounded foul down the third base line. You wouldn't know it because I didn't switch the camera fast enough. I was like, what? What? Okay. First and second, 1 out for Triopia, leading 9-4 in the top of the 5th. Wow. That was a generous strike zone pitch there for strike 2 to Molly Hager from Allie Hayner. That pitch was not called for a strike earlier. That's outside. Feeling a little bit warmer in the vehicle, but that's because the wind's coming out of the northwest, just blowing right past the windows, not blowing anything in here now. Straight out of center field into home plate. At least it was when I just looked a moment ago. That is popped up. Okay. I believe it was at second base making the play. I believe Emma Stevens is in there now. 2 down. I tried to look for the ball and missed where it went. Still runners at first and second with 2 out for the number 7 hitter, Kenzie Meyer, the third baseman. Nope. Up. Out. I think we're going the distance here. 9-4. Triopia over Camp Point Central on the top of the 5th. 2 outs. Change up from Allie Hayner on the outside edge. Ooh, there's a little bit of a breeze that came through here. I'll take that. Oh, that one got away, and now the runner at second, Mia McCombs, thought about heading to third, said, nah, I'm staying here. Kenzie Meyer waits. That is popped. Up and makes the catch at third base. Gosh. Sorry, folks, I missed that camera switch there, but that was Sophie Cranberg that made that play at third base. So they leave 2. Get 1 hit. They got no runs, 1 hit, and leave 2. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 9-4 Triopia over Central on Furious Rally Sports. Okay, then. Go to the bottom of the 5th here. Eight, 9-1 for correction. Top of the order. 1, 2, 3 for Central. Emma Stevens, Mace, and Allison. Emma Stevens, I believe, went in at second base after she pitched. Pitch is outside for a ball. That is out to right. Wow, it just fell in apparently. Now I'm looking for it, trying to figure out where it went, and it just fell in as a seeing eye single for Emma Stevens. So the right fielder look at it, go, who's looking at? Where are we? Okay, well, there you go. So she got a board hitting it down the right field line. Hit them where they ain't. It's your slap hitter now. Addison Mace, the left fielder. Nope. Ball in the dirt. Will the runner go? No. Stevens aboard with the leadoff single. Seeing eye down the right field line. 9-4. Ball is in the dirt. Miley Tracy had a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings, the second and the fourth. Not so much here in the fifth. Stevens with the single. And that went upstairs. I don't know. I think it's probably still at 80 degrees or so with the wind coming straight out of the, looks like northwest now with the flags, even though it still feels warm. That pitch is in there for a strike. I believe we are now 2-1. To Addison Mace, the slap hitter. Tracy, okay, so was it fouled or not? Apparently was not. I thought it was. So the runner does advance. 2 strikes on Addison Mace. I thought she fouled it. That one she did foul. So Stevens gets, I'll call Emma Stevens as a stolen base, I guess. I mean, it's kind of weird. Thought it was fouled, then it wasn't. She got the second anyway. Okay, so Addison Mace. This is popped fouled on the left field line. (9-4) Triopia over Central here in the bottom of the fifth. Nobody out. Furious Rally Sports, your Uncle Phil O'Neill. See that runner from second does anything there. No, swung and missed. Well, apparently there was an out with Mace. That must have been a fly out somewhere, so I don't know where that was. So there's one away. This is... Okay, that... Wow, I'm looking down my score sheet. Crumbs. All right. Apparently that one, unassisted, the runner goes to third. Raisley Allison's out, and now we have... This is Gwen Houston. Runner at third now, 2 outs for Central. Sometimes the play happens. Remember, I'm looking through a net and looking at my screen in front of me, and I don't see where the ball goes. And if it happens quick with softball, you don't even know who caught it or what happened. They'll throw it around the infield like, I don't know what happened. So apparently Addison Mace must have popped it down the left field line, and hers was caught for the first out, then the second out with Allison. Here we are with 2 outs. Good swing on that pitch by Gwen Houston, but Miley Tracy got that fastball by her. Houston is doubled and singled. No wonder she's number 4 hitter. Houston will step out on Miley Tracy. Runner is at third. That is Emma Stevens. And that one fouled into the backstop. See, that's a situation right there. The eye is not quick enough. I did not even see that head to the backstop. I'll bet if you go back in the replay, you'd have to frame by frame that to see it. 2 outs, runner at third for Central here in the bottom of the 5th. 9-4 Triopia. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So, no runs on 1 hit and 1 left. We go to the top of the 6th. Triopia still leading 9-4 over Camp Point Central on Furious Rally Sports. Well, a team that came in 6-0 and has 10-run ruled 5 of their opponents has the 9. Camp Point Central was 3-1, and they beat Quincy High already. They've got the 4. Here on Furious Rally Sports, we head to the top of the 6th in the Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia Co-op, also known as Concord Triopia. They have 8-9-1 to bat. Wells, Ogden, Tracy. Thanks for joining me here on Furious Rally Sports. Again, Sophie Wells, it's your catcher, the leadoff hitter. She's the freshman, number 15. Wind bouncing the camera around again. That's in there for a strike. And the camera bounced to and fro. Sorry to make you seasick. That is... did he signal a strike, or was that showing the position of that? I think it was 1-1. It's called it a strike a few times. That is outside. I believe we're at 2-1. Here on the leadoff hitter, Sophie Wells for Triopia. Here in the 6th, they lead 9-4. That is fouled into the backstop to the right. Thanks for joining me here on Furious Rally Sports. Phil O'Neill on YouTube. Wells looks at the next one. I believe we're at 2-2 now on Sophie Wells. Nope, full count. Ellie Hayner came on in, what was it, the 4th inning to pitch. That is caught by the second baseman. Trying to switch that camera. It sounded like the ball came right out there, but it's Emma Stevens that makes the play. 1 down. Believe that's Emma. Let's see. Where did they put her at? Is she out in the outfield somewhere? That pitch is outside for a ball. Where did they put her? Oh, there she is. So I think that's her, isn't it? Looks like it. Oop. There we go. That is popped up. Emma Stevens takes care of another one. 2 away. That was Sophia Ogden, by the way. And this is now the leadoff hitter, Adeline Tracy. A.T., the sophomore, they call her. Center fielder. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. 9-4 Trio. That is, oh, it's a hit out to the wall. And that's going to be running for a while. Is she going to try to score? She will score. For sake of scoring, I'll score that as a home run because I'm not sure how quick that got past the left fielder out there, Addison Mace. Good hustle by Adeline Tracy, and it makes it 10-4 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. This is your number 2 hitter, Miley Tracy, the pitcher. It's a ball. Change that score in a moment. Now 10-4. Shows bunt. Perfect bunt. And the throwaway at first. Okay, so Miley Tracy, the pitcher, gets all the way to. Wait a minute, what happened there? Oh, now we got it. Okay, I was like, what happened? Okay, so Miley Tracy gets to on the throwing error from third. I believe that's Sophie Cranberg on that kind of slap bunt, or the bunt, if you will, down the line. And that created a little bit of trouble. Miley Tracy is now at second. Let's get this score squared away. Hold on, it's 10-4. With 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. First pitch way up. Miley Tracy will stay there, though. At second. Did not take off. Oh, going to go to third. And is in there. Stolen base for Miley Tracy. All of a sudden, Camp Point Central kind of falling apart here a little bit. Out in the field, just a bit. No outs here in the top of the 6th, 10-4. And a runner looming at third is Miley Tracy. Lucy Dion, the hitter, the shortstop. Wind whipping the camera. That is wow. Well, it was a base hit out to center field. Scores the run. Lucy Dion with a single RBI. It is now 11-4. That is upstairs inside to number 13, Mia McCombs, the cleanup hitter, the left fielder. That is nubbed. 1-1. Wind again pretty much straight out of center field into home plate, blowing hard. That is inside. 2 outs, though, here for Central. Started out pretty good for just not so much here in the 6th. That is grounded to second. Play at first. Safe. The infield single for Mia McCombs, now Mallory Roan. Again, 10-4 Triopia over Central. Top of the 6, 2 outs. Pitches outside for ball. First baseman is Mallory. That is foul down the left field, Sorrell. Right into the backstop here to the left. Sun has dipped in and out of the clouds here. Triopia needs 4 to make it another 10-run rule game. They could do it in the 6th. There's 2 outs. That pitch is outside. Allie Hayner came on to pitch in the 4th for Central. See her there, number 25. Did he call that a strike? Thought he did. A lead of 6 for Triopia over Central. That is grounded 2/3 steps on the bag for out number 3. Sophie Cranberg took care of that at third base. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Triopia got 1, but they lead it. They've added 1 at least. They lead 10-4 over Central. The Lady Panthers on Furious Rally Sports. Back in a flash. So can Central get 6 here and make this something? Well, I don't know. Can they? We'll find out here in a few moments, won't we? Got 2 half innings to do it, 7-inning game. This is Ella Venberlo. Pitches outside for a ball. She's number 9. She's her center field. Center fielder. It's in there for a strike. And I'm not sure that is Ella Vanberlo in there now. I can't quite see that number. There's a 1 there. That is in there for a strike. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. I'm not sure who was batting there. Forgive me. There's 1 away. Saw a 1 on the jersey. So I'm not sure who that was. And who do we have? Do we have another hitter here? No, that looks like Sophie Cranberg there. That pitch is low and outside. So that hitter was either McKinley Rittenhouse or Allie Sorensen that just struck out, because they're the only ones that have one on their jersey otherwise. That is upstairs. To the third baseman, Sophie Gramberg. She struck out twice. She made a play there. Ground ball to her, stepped on third for the third out in the top of the sixth. Swung on a miss, strike two. Miley Tracy looking for the efficient inning here. She's had two of those 1, 2, 3 innings already. Sophie Cranberg swings at 2 strikes, now 2 and 2. And that swung on a miss, strike 3. Two down now, Grace Van Zandt, your designated player, number 20. Miley Tracy working quickly here. Clouds, yeah, they're showing a little bit here, but I don't think there's any rain imminent. Swung on a miss, strike 1. I don't know, I guess I can always look. Nah, nothing on the radar, so that's some good news. That is outside. Miley Tracy trying to go the distance here. Triopia thought maybe they'd get the 10-run rule or the 15-run rule early, but did not. Camp Point Central able to get into it just a bit. And that one is fouled to right. Bouncy, bouncy, camera, camera. You hear the wind. 2 strikes on Van Zandt. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Wow, there it is. The 3-strike variety. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits. Nobody left in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. 10-4 Triopia over Camp Point Central on Furious Rally Sports. Back in a moment. Okay. So it's the Triopia Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia co-op. The Lady Trojans 10, the Camp Point Central Lady Panthers 4. Top of the 7th. It is your number 6 at 6'7", Hager Meyer Wells. Number 22, Molly Hager, your sophomore, the right fielder. They look to go 7-0 here. Does Triopia. The wobbly camera. And third to first, 1 away. Sophie Cranberg over to Braisley Allison for the first out of the inning. This is Kenzie Meyer, your third baseman, number 10, sophomore. Again, they have a lot of underclassmen on this roster. They could be good for a while. Third to first. No, going to say safe. That was quick. Beats out the infield single, does Kenzie Meyer. And now it's your catcher. Number 15, Sophie Wells, unless now, let's see, we're going to have a pinch hitter, I believe. Oh, they said Allie. Let's see who that is. Kaylin Seymour.
Look good. You go,
Let's call her Allie, I guess. Seymour. Kaylin Seymour, number 11. She's a sophomore, takes a pitch outside. She's pinch hitting for Sophie Wells, the catcher, here in the 7th. Kenzie Meyer, infield single at first at the moment. Pitches outside.
You go,
Oh, the Central players are cheering for Allie, their pitcher, Allie Hayner. Okay, I was a little confused. There we go. Steve Reich in there. Kaylin Seymour. Runner at first. 1 out. Swung on and missed by Seymour. We got 2 strikes now, I believe, on her. Sitting, what, at 1 and 2, I believe. That's what it looks like the umpire showed. Wonder if Meyer will take off. That is fouled into the backstop. Standing right on the bag, so the answer to that probably... I don't know what happened there. Hang on a minute. That is popped foul down the right field line. Was Kenzie Meyer called out? She's not on the base paths anymore. Well, that must have been. And out. All right. I saw the umpire. That one's back through the box. That is a base hit for Kaylin Seymour with 2 outs. Now, I'm telling you, you go back and watch that play. I could have swore that umpire went safe on the second base side, but apparently was out with Kenzie Meyer. And so there are 2 outs, but Kaylin Seymour pinch hit. She just came in. Let's see what we got here. Do we have another pinch hitter? We do. And that is Anala Massey. She's a freshman. Where's number 3? Pinch hitting for Sophia Ogden, the second baseman. That is upstairs for a ball. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 10-4 Triopia over Central. That is low. To Anala Massey. The freshman. Anala Massey, rather, I should say. That is low for a ball. So Massey walks. Seymour moves to second. 2 outs, and it'll be, we have another pinch hitter or not? I'll bet we might. No, maybe not. Just some strategy being talked about. Ty Gebhardt with Adeline Tracy. 10-4 the lead. Triopia over Camp Point Central. Triopia looks to move to 7-0. It's Adeline as she's your leadoff hitter. Camera wobbling away. That is upstairs for a ball. Doubt if the runners will move up here. Seymour probably not the most fleet of foot at second. Not that she can't get down to third, but first and second with 2 outs. Just outside, 2-0. Kind of wonder if Allie Hayner's getting a little bit tired in the circle there for, she's pitched since she came in the fourth. In relief of Emma Stevens. That is popped foul and out of play. Trying to get the third out. Pinch hitters got on board for Triopia, and Central struggling to get that third out here. That is low. Swung on and missed. Strike two now. I believe we have 2-2, the count on Adeline Tracy. Allie Hayner like to keep it 6 runs and see if her team can get 6 in the bottom of the 7th. Never know. That is popped foul to the right. Adeline Tracy trying to add to the 10-4 lead with runners at first and second with 2 out for Triopia. That is fouled back. Hanging very tough here. I believe the count's still 2-2. Again, I can't see the scoreboard. Sometimes I lose count because I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once. Hey, I missed that train too. What do you know? Catch the next one. There'll be another one later. That is ripped to short and to third. Did they get the out? They did. So Seymour out at third on that. As the shortstop, Gwen Houston took care of it, throwing it to Sophie Cranberg. We go to the bottom of the 7th. They need 6. Does Central. 10-4 Triopia on Furious Rally Sports. Well, folks that know the old CB lingo are thinking, that's a 10-4, good buddy. That's what Triopia is thinking. Central saying, don't want that. Need 6 in the bottom of the 7th, and you've got 8-9-1. I don't know if we'll see some pinch hitters or not. Miley Tracy trying to go the distance for Concord Triopia. The Triopia, you see there, Mercham, Meredosia-Chambersburg, Virginia. Co-op. They lead 10-4. Pretty good team. They came in. They 10-run ruled 5 of their opponents. 6-0. They look to go to 7-0. Let's see if we have a pinch hitter here. See if I can zoom in and see. I can't see a number. Can't make out anything on that. I don't think we have. Maybe that's still Gracie Giles. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Eight, 9-1 for Central here in the bottom of the 7th. Down 10-4. Miley Tracy. That's kind of an interesting pitch, huh? Left-right mover kind of coming in. Misses, though, for a ball. That is fouled to the right. Well, Well, she's had 3 1-2-3 innings, has Miley Tracy. She'd like to do that again and send her team home for a win before the rains come maybe later on tonight. That is hit. Ooh! Second baseman, or the shortstop, can't make the play. I don't know if that's an error or not. We'll call it an error. Sorry, Grace. Or rather, I should say that is Lucy Dion. And for Gracie, she's probably not happy I gave the error. Tough, close play there. I'm not sure she'd have made it or not. But here's your number 9 hitter. And this is Allie Stevens, the second baseman. Nobody out of the infield single or error at shortstop. And that one's going to get by, and the runner will move to second on the wild pitch. Allie Stevens got a chance to bring one home here. They need 6, down 10-4 in the bottom of the 7th. There is no one out, though. And you can see there's your runner at second, and this one is hit. Okay, wow. I'm switching cameras, and I missed it. Sorry, folks. It was your left fielder that made the catch. One away. Pitch is a ball low. This is your leadoff hitter, Emma Stevens. Second base now. Led off pitching. That is grounded to second, but it's going to get through, and it's going to score a run. Tracy Giles scores from second base. The infield single for Emma Stevens makes it 10-5. Showing the bunt. Nobody can make the play. There's a foul ball. Foul ball. So 1 out. And this is Addison May, or no, Braisley Allison now. That is to second. That is to first. That is the out. That's out number 3. So I don't know what happened to Addison Mace's at bat, but okay. And that is the ball game. Final score. Triopia 10, Camp Point Central 5. I'll have to go back and see what I missed with Mace's ball. Must have been a out in the infield. That one a out from Miley Tracy to Mallory Roan for the third out of the ball game and the finish of 10-5. Triopia over Camp Point Central. I'll be back in a moment, kind of go through some of that. Hang in there. So again, sometimes when I see these runners go to the bases, I'm moving the camera around. They all kind of stand around and nobody's on the bag, or they are on the bag, and I don't see the umpires do any moves. So I don't know what happened there with Addison May. She made an out, obviously, with the second out of the inning, and then Braisley Allison grounded it there to the pitcher, threw it to first for out number 3, and the win for Triopia, who moves to 7-0, 10-5 over Camp Point Central. Central moves to 3-2. Now, I will, weather permitting, Friday, I will be here at Camp Point Central in softball as Liberty comes to town. Pretty good team there. So, weather permitting, we're supposed to get rain in the next few days. We'll just see what happens, okay? Thanks for joining me today. It's your Uncle Phil O'Neill on Furious Rally Sports. And I will see you, hopefully, Friday night. So just remember this. Here's the way I look at things, right? If your team lost today, well, it's the way it goes. Sometimes it happens that way. If your team won, great. But if you lost today, well, it's the way it goes, and make tomorrow the beginning of your own Furious Rally. It's your Uncle Phil O'Neill saying goodbye to you from Camp Point Central High School, where Triopia beats Camp Point Central 10-5. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.